Hi and welcome back. It's Mobility Day. Let's get started. So we're going to start by mobilizing the toes. So stand up on your feet, and I first want you to just practice sensing the ground underneath your feet. We tend to stand more on one foot and roll to the inside or outside of that foot. So as you stand on your feet, feel balance between the right and the left foot, the heels and the toe mounts, the inner and outer foot. And for most people, we tend to supinate or turn to the outside of the right foot. So reach your inner right foot down. Close your eyes. Let your body relax. Feel the earth. Feel your feet grounding you. Or really it's your mat. Feel your mat. It's not the earth, but you know what I'm saying here. And then let's get moving. So now keeping the inner and outer feet descending, can you lift just your big toes up off the ground? And then set them down. Just up and down a few times. But try not to let your foot twist as you do that. So I can't lift my big toe quite as high if I don't let my foot twist. Then, keeping the big toes down, let's lift and lower the other four toes a few times. And doing it nice and slow and controlled. Now hold all the toes up, spread the toes, and then just reach the big toes down and lift them up a few times. Try not to lock your knees out. Try to stay balanced in between your heels and your toe mounds, inner and outer feet. Now all toes up, fan the toes, spread them out, and then go pinky toe down first, then roll the toes one down at a time. And then lift up, pinky toes down, and then work them in ring, middle, big toe. One more time. Control the toes down from the outside. See if you can get each toe to find its spot onto the mat. And then we'll go seated. So have a seat, and we're going to hook the right arm underneath the right leg and put your hand right at the head of the shin. And then let's make some circles with the foot. So moving your ankle through its full range of motion, a few times in one direction, going nice and slow, controlled movement without straining. And see if, now change the direction. Each time that you go through the joint circle, see if you can maybe expand it a little bit more, but without any pinching, catching, or straining to do it. Then slide your hand right above your knee, and we're going to try to turn the shin bone. So turn your shin out, the foot will move too, and then lift up. Turn the shin in, pull down. Turn out, and go up. Really important action for your knee to be able to do, turn in and pull in. Keep the shin turn in as you lift up. Turn out as you pull down. Turn in as you lift up. Turn out as you control it down. And then we'll change sides for the other leg. So brace your hand right at the head of the shin so that the head of the shin doesn't move, so we can just move from the ankle. Take a breath in. Create some stability through your body so you're holding a bit of tension through the body so that just the ankle is moving. After you've done 3 in that direction, change directions. So this routine that we're doing actually is a great way to wake up to every morning. To just move your joints to their full range of motion. And then slide your hand just above your knee, and we'll turn the shin out as much as we can and reach up. Turn the shin in, control it down. Turn shin out, reach up. Turn shin in, control down. Keep the shin turned in as you reach up. Turn out as you control down. Turn in, up, turn out, and control down. Working our way up, let's go to the hips now. So from your hands and your knees, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Breath in, stabilize your core, open your knee out to the side. Internally rotate as you take the leg behind you. Lower slow. Lift back up. Abduct, move out to the side. Externally rotate without your core sinking. Bring the knee up to your elbow. Laundry's done. Lower your knee down. Lift back up to your elbow. Open out to the side. Internally rotate, take it behind you. Lower down. Back up. Out to the side. Externally rotate, bring it to your elbow. Last round, nice and slow and controlled. Change legs. Breath in, halfway. Brace through your core. Left knee to elbow. Open out to the side. Internally rotate as you take it behind you. Lower down. Lift back up without your lumbar sinking. Abduct, move out to the side, keeping internal rotation or neutral. Externally rotate, knee to elbow. Back down 2 more times. To the elbow, lift up. Internally rotate as you take behind you. Lower down. Back up. Out to the side, externally rotate, knee to elbow. Lower down, last one. Think 1 mile an hour and maintain steady movement through the whole range of motion. Now, segmental movement through the spine for cat-cow. So tuck just your tailbone, then your lowest part of your lower back, sacrum, round the lumbar, round where the lumbar meets the thoracic, round the thoracic, and then round your neck. And then in reverse, tip the tail up, lower back into the back bend, middle, upper back, and then the neck. And round to your lower back. Work your way up. Feels good. And inhale. Come to neutral. Stand up on your knees. Cross your arms in front of you. Then round your upper back, but try not to let anything else move. Now, keeping your upper back rounded, twist to your right, then side bend. Stay grounded through your left knee. Then reach your left shoulder like you're going to try to touch it to the wall behind you. So you're back bending and side bending at the same time. Then go right into extension, straight back, like you're going to bring your head back to the wall behind you. But engage your glutes a bit. See if you can bring the movement up the spine. And then like you're going to try to lean your right shoulder and twist it back to the wall behind you. So side bend and extension. Then lateral flexion, go to your side. And then round as you come back to center. Do you get any cracks or pops out of that? Keep yourself rounded as you twist to the right again. Side bend. Take your left shoulder back. Go straight back into extension. Feel the muscles that extend the thoracic spine. Feel them turn on to help you open. And then like the right shoulder is going to try to lean back without tensing your neck. Side bend. And roll back to center. Let's do it on the other side now. Twist to your left. Side bend. Now the right shoulder is going to try to reach back to the wall. And then go right into extension down the middle like you're trying to touch your head back. Now the left shoulder tries to reach back, so there's a twist. And then side bend to the right. Roll yourself back to center. Now let's make it nice and smooth. Right shoulder back bend in the middle. Left shoulder, side bend, round to center. Then reverse, we'll tick-tock back and forth, going smooth now, not as stoppy. And then to the left. And then come on to your hands and your knees with your toes curled under. Stretch your hips halfway back to your heels. And as you inhale, navel in, turn your rib cage, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. This isn't part of the joint circle series, but I really like this one, so I add it. And then the last one, you can lower your head down and take your arm forward. Come back up and change sides, keeping your rib cage in. It's going to want to drop when you go to twist, but I want you to keep it in so you're utilizing your core. So you turn and take your arm up and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And lower your head down if possible. Take your arm overhead. Slow breath in. Slower breath out. Come back up and stand on your knees. Now draw your shoulders up by your ears, and without tensing your neck or leaning your neck forward, now squeeze your shoulder blades back. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, and now spread them forward. Draw them up, keeping them forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades back without pushing your ribs out. So you're holding them onto the back, then slide them down. Slide them forward, up, back, and down. Now let's go in reverse. I'll show you from the side in case that helps. Keeping your core in, shoulder blades up, forward and down, back, up, forward, down, back and up, forward and down. Then come onto your hands and your knees again. Stretch back halfway. Take a breath in halfway. Brace your core. Take your left arm forward. Now pretend like you're punching into a wall. So you have some stability and tension through the muscle without tensing your neck or your jaw. Then internally rotate the upper arm bone as you take the arm back behind you. Bring it towards your back outer pocket, then lift it up away from the ground. Externally rotate the upper arm bone and take it all the way forward. Lower back down. Lift up. Internally rotate as you take it back behind. Now you shouldn't feel it catch or grab. So if you need to not lift it up as high, that'll help to prevent that. Externally rotate it as you take it forward. Last one. Keep the neck passive. Brace from your core so that your core isn't twisting, sinking. And change arms. Right arm forward, hold it there, do the reach, and then internally rotate as you take it back. Lift up, externally rotate as you go forward, lower down, back up, internally rotate to reach back, out to the side, making the biggest circle that you can, lifting it as far away from the ground as you can without straining. Last round. All right, and then let's come into a squat position for the next ones. You could squat without support, you could sit on a block. And I want you to hold your palms up in front of you and then bend from your elbow to bring the hands towards your shoulders. Then internally rotate or pronate and reach the arms back out. Supinate. Turn the elbow and then bring your hands towards your shoulders and then turn the forearm the other direction and reach back out. Now keep your palms facing down, but the turn comes from the forearm as you bring the hands back towards the shoulders and then turn the palms to face you, supinate as you reach back out. Turn, rotate palms down. Bring towards you, turn the other way, and reach back out. Hey, Ollie. Now the wrists. Okay, so I want you to pull the fingers back towards you as best you can. See how much motion you can get there. Oh, thank you so much, Bear, for the kisses. And then keeping that, turn the pinkies towards each other, and then bring the fingers towards you, reaching from the knuckles. Then lead from the thumb side, try to turn out as much as you can there. Back around. And then we'll change the direction of the circle. So pull towards your thumb side, reach back towards you, fingers towards each other, back to starting position, back around. Gotta make the weird faces when you do it, helps. So if you have a lot of difficulty moving your wrists through that range of motion, you're for sure gonna end up with problems trying to do Vinyasa Yoga. So today we're gonna go over a few different wrist stretches that will help with that range of motion for all the stuff that we do on our hands. Now the last thing is the neck. So sit up tall, keep your rib pipe aimed straight down, and then tip your chin towards your chest. Relax the back of the neck. Turn your chin to the right shoulder, side bend, and then lean the left side of your head back like you're going to touch the wall with the left side of the head. And then straight back, feel the muscles that take the neck into extension. And then like your right side of your head is going to try to touch the wall behind you, so it's a little twist as you lean over. And side bend. Round as you come back to center. You have to talk weird when I neck like this. Twist the chin to the right. Side bend. Lean the left side of the head, ear back. Back bend in the middle. Other side. And back around. Break it down on the other side. Twist your chin to the left. Side bend. Lean the right side of your head back in extension. Straight back in extension. Shoulders, neck relaxed. over to the right, like the left side's gonna touch back. Side bend, back to center. Last one, to the left. Side bend, lean the right side of the head back in extension. Straight back. Left side of the head leans back in extension. Roll to the right shoulder. Back to center. Okay, good. Now that we mobilized all the joints, let's focus on our wrists. So, the first thing that we're going to do is warm up the wrists a little bit by leaning forward and back. And then let's make some circles. Change the direction. So there's certain limitations in the body that poses, if you try to do the poses, you might be able to do them for a while, but if you keep doing them without the sufficient mobility, you're gonna end up hurt. So for example, if you can't move your wrist all the way into this position, like so, give it a shot right now, so that you can almost get to 90 degrees, then you're gonna end up with big problems doing a lot of plank and trying to do a handstand. If you're trying to do a handstand, you can't move your hand, the wrist will for sure burn out. And then in the planks too. So let's make sure that we have that mobility. So I want you to turn your hands around so your thumbs point out to the side. And then put a micro bend in your elbows. Feel from your neck to your shoulders down to your hands. You're sending energy into the hands. And at the same time, taking it back up through your body so that your core doesn't sink. Lift your rib cage back up. So really, if we want to change something in the body by stretching, it takes about 2 minutes of holding. So if you really want to see a big difference, 2 minutes in the stretch. Slow breath in through your nose. Slower breath out. Let your body relax. Okay, now we're gonna do a Pales contraction. So I want you to push down with your knuckles and your hands like you're trying to push the floor down and forward. Feel the muscles that turn on in the forearm to make that action happen. And then see if you can take it up to 50% effort, 60%. Safest, greatest effort. You shouldn't strain anywhere. You should feel no pinching. I mean, you're straining to make the effort, but you shouldn't feel any unsafe areas working. So any painful areas, you might have to back off the effort. But if you can work up to 75% effort, maybe even 80, for 3, 2, 1, then relax that, and now see if you can lean back a little further. Look at that, how that worked. So by strengthening in your end range, you're going to improve your mobility. You're going to be able to go a little bit deeper in the stretch, and you'll be able to control your wrist through that range of motion. So we're just hanging out here for another minute in that newfound range of motion. Now, I admit the wrist work isn't as exciting as some of the other doing big joints, shoulders, hips, whatever, but it's super important for the amount of time that we spend on our hands. Slow breath in, slower breath out. All right, now start to drive down through the knuckles, through the fingers. Feel the forearms, the underside of the forearms start to squeeze to do that. Go to your safest, greatest effort. Breath in. Push that floor down and away from you. You should feel no pinching or catching in the wrist to make that happen. And then relax that contraction. Go a little deeper. Whoa, it's so deep. Slowly come out of that stretch. Now just for a second, test your wrist movement. Oh my gosh. Pretty crazy. Okay. Now we're going to do hands forward, and I want you, if possible, to lean forward so that your shoulders come to your knuckles. Okay, now keeping the shoulders in that position, go to your safest spot. Maybe you can even lean a little further. So now we're going to start to strengthen the muscles in the forearm that will pull the wrist into this position. All right, now start to squeeze all these muscles right here. Like you're going to try to pull your knuckles and your fingers off of the mat. And hold for 10. Safest, greatest effort, squeezing. And slowly release that contraction and see if you can lean a little further forward. And hold there, breathe. Don't go into pain. And release that. So now we're going to open up the back side of the wrist, and I'll show the most humane version, which is with the fingers facing each other. And if this doesn't feel like much stretch to you, then you can turn the hands the other way so the fingers point back. So feel which one's appropriate for you. And then we're just going to hang out in the stretch, 2 minutes. Okay, now we've been here for a little while, and I want you to relax a little bit deeper. Really feel those muscles that are straining the forearm relax. Permission to fully relax. A muscle that can fully relax will be able to contract all the way. Then start to push down through your knuckles and your fingers. 20%, 40, 50. There should be no pinching or catching. As soon as you feel that, back off. Go your safest, greatest effort. For 10. Breath in. Push. And relax. See if you can stretch a little deeper. All right, now slowly. Release that. And then have a seat. And we're going to squeeze and stretch. And then have a seat in your squat position, like how we started with the joint circles. And let's just test out our wrists. All right, so how do we start? Like this. Oh, look at that movement. Let's see how this one feels. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Try to expand the circle as you work through these joint circles now. Controlled articular rotations. Where I can really feel it is this part of my forearm gets really tight so that my wrist doesn't move. And now I can feel that I can contract it better through that range. And I can stretch it better through this range, this really tight part that prevents my wrist from moving well. So if you have a lot of immobility, stiffness in your forearm muscles, it's preventing your wrist. So we got these new and improved wrists. And now let's do some handstands. No, I'm kidding. But this would be a great series to work if you have wrist issues and if you don't have that movement and you want to start doing something like the arm balance course from the conscious movement community or handstand course from the conscious movement community, all that stuff I have over there. And if you're really interested in deepening your practice and learning more about arm balancing and handstanding, implement this class and start to work on that course. I'm going to put the link below. All right, thanks. Have a good one.